And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing the level 87 Melee DPS role quest in Final Fantasy XIV. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So we are here in Upper Limsa at 1212, just outside the Maelstrom command. And we need to talk to the Maelstrom Secretariat. So the quest is called Old Heroes Never Die. The Secretariat appears to have been waiting for you. So the Admiral left a message for you, and the news is not good. It appears that Liminza merchant ship was assailed by a Sahagan raiding party affiliated with the Crushing Tide. To further complicate matters, the vessel in question was carrying a shipment of crystals supplied to us by the kobolds of Ogamoro. The Admirals suspect that Do means to use the plundered crystals to summon Leviathan. She has gone to meet with Null that we and our Sahagan allies might take swift action. She bids you join her immediately. Should the worst come to worst, your experience in combating primals may prove essential. Pray make for South Tide Gate and rendezvous with the Admiral at once. Okay. So, back to the Tide Gate. Okay, so we caught up with the Admiral. Let's talk to her. Thank you for coming, Mithrie. The situation is grim. The Crushing Tide plundered one of our trading ships and seized a goodly stash of Ogamora crystals. Though their aim is clear, it appears that they lack the quantity needed to perform the summoning. Do longs for the days when every Sahagan cried out for Lord Leviathan's deliverance, and will stop at nothing to see them return. I cannot fathom what the Crushing Tide are thinking. What satisfaction, what happiness can be found in giving over their hearts and minds to a false god? And so we must thwart their designs, lest the bonds we have forged be forever broken. By the same token, we cannot ignore the blasphemy, nor the transformations its presence may bring about. A battle on two fronts, neither of which we can commit to at the expense of the other. As we sail into the eye of the storm, I would hear your counsel. What course of action would you propose? Might we turn to the three great pirate powers for aid? Let's recruit the Yellow Jackets to the cause. Sounds like a job for the company of heroes. Yellow Jackets are spread thin, keeping the coast safe from the Crushing Tide and their raids. We cannot afford to dilute their ranks any further. No, we must look for another party for assistance, I'm afraid. Any other ideas? Company of Heroes, I guess? The Company of Heroes. Now that's a name I've not heard in some time. It is true that they answered the call many a time. Indeed, other than you and yours, there are arguably none better suited to the task of primal slaying. But they disbanded over 5 years ago, and neither hide nor hair has been seen of their commander since. Absent their leader, I suspect that they will be reluctant to join our cause. And yeah, I can think of no better option. I'll contact Whiskate, their erstwhile commander's right-hand man, and see if he will not hear us out. I will ask him to meet us at the Drowning Wench. Let's hope that he is receptive to our offer. Noel, might I trust that you and your brothers to continue the search for the blasphemy in the meantime? But of course, Admiral. Should we discover anything, you will be the first to know. Alright, so we have to go to the Drowning Wench in Limsa. So, let's go. Okay, so we made it just outside the Drowning Wench. So let's wait. My apologies for the delay. So, you are alone? So your plea fell on deaf ears? And here I swore 5 years ago that I was done playing hero. Could someone explain what this is all about? Believe it or not, I am a respectable man with respectable obligations these days. Take that poem out of your ass, my old friend, and stop pretending that you're not still a murderous bastard at heart. Watch that wicked tongue of yours, Odo, lest I skewer it and prove you right. Nothing like a reunion with dear companions over a bottle of the wench's finest vintage. That is why we're here, right? Long time no eye catch up, Lander. Brayflox is tummy tickled to see Gobby friends again. Thank you for assembling on such short notice. Where's pleasantries, and Brawl? Why are we here? I make a simple request, to reform the company of heroes and lend Lindsay Laminza your strength. You've a reason, I'm sure. I would hear it. So there you have it. A terrible fiend known as a blasphemy prowls our seas, transforming the Sahagin into ravening beasts. At the same time, the Sahagin themselves, specifically a hostile faction, calling themselves the Crushing Tide, had declared their intention to summon Leviathan anew. Should they succeed, we would be hard-pressed to deal with the Primal, while still dealing with the other threats. A right pickle indeed. But the answer is no. The commander disbanded the company, and as his first mate, it's not my place to gainsay his final order. But that, I say. Have you forgotten our company's creed? The duty of the strong is to protect the weak. Are the people now in danger not the same men and women we fought to defend years ago? The commander would not have turned his back on them, and neither should we. Bold words, Landenell, but do you truly believe that we can honor them as we are? Old mercenaries past their prime, lacking the commander whose wisdom and prowess saw them to glory once upon a time? Oh yes, your commander. What if Mithrie here were to lead you in his stead? Surely you would not question her abilities. An intriguing proposition. I, for one, would not be adverse to serving under such a decorated hero. Gobby friend has goodly head for fighty think and goodly arms for thinky fight. As ringing an endorsement as any, but I would hear it from the woman herself. Do you believe you are capable of leading the company of heroes into battle? If you the stones to follow me, better battle than a banquet. Now that's the confidence I'd expect from my commander. Very well then, consider us yours to lead. 5 years to the day, truth be told, I was enjoying the more leisurely life, but when duty calls... Wait, before we proceed, I must ask, have we no way to reaching out to the commander? I've forgotten how he took his leave, have we? Up and vanishing so that we could find our own way. Apart from him and the company, I doubt we'll see him again, much as I wish we could. The matter at hand, missions you will undertake. First, you are to aid us in tracking down the blasphemy that roams the sea. Second, you must prevent the Crushing Tide from summoning Leviathan at all costs. Oh, is that all? And there I thought we might get our feet wet with a real challenge. But in all seriousness, should we take care to decide who attends to what? Sounds like a job for our acting commander. I'm sure she'll give it all due consideration. Yeah, the strong ones can handle the blasphemies, the weak ones can handle Leviathan. So if I understand this correctly, we're to bring down this so-called blasphemy. Of course, to do that, we'll need to find the damn thing first. We've also got to prevent the Crushing Tide from summoning their god, Leviathan. It's all order in on of self. As acting commander, it's your job to describe who will be doing what, based on the skills we have to offer. I'd recommend that you start by having a chat with each of us so that you might develop a sense of our strengths and weaknesses, mostly strengths of course, of the storied veterans under your command. So my speciality, you ask, why I'm impaling fiends with this lance of mine. Of course, the stronger the foe, the better. None are a match for me. It would be folly to waste my talents on dealing with those slippery fishmen. Send me against the so-called blasphemy, and I'll have that thing on a skewer before you can say, Melee. Okay, so you'll pursue the blasphemy then. Wise choice. Send Lananel after the Sahagin, and he's like to help them summon Leviathan to say his bloodlust. I will speak plain. I am not some battle-crazy barbarian like Landinel. As Noth of the U, a tribe of fearless hunters, I conduct my affairs with discipline and prudence. As such, I know better than any to rush headlong into battle is rarely the best course of action. Far wiser is to observe from afar and proceed with caution. Okay, so let's prevent the summoning then. Very astute, if I do say so myself. There are few better suited to the task of averting needless bloodshed than the famously circumspect Yudu Nudu. As you well know, my vision is somewhat lacking these days. I can still defend myself when necessary, but I'd rather it not come to that. My condition also leaves me rather unsuited to scouting and searching. It wasn't always the case, but such is life. On the other hand, I'd like to think I've gotten quite good at sounding out the intentions of others during negotiations and the like. Okay, let's prevent the summoning then. So you have a keen sense for these things, I see. More so than reconnaissance or battle, Chamonix has a knack for working behind the scenes to see the company's goals achieved. So Brayflock's master remake of Illuminati Treasures offers much of hand-lending with ingenuity. Busting Spyglass sees far into ocean deep. Crackfires go boom and blast beasts into bitty pieces. Okay, let's get him to get the blasphemy. A logical choice, if I do say so myself. Brayflock's mastery of tools and armaments are sure to avail you in tracking and felling that beast. It would seem that everyone has their assignments. And I dare say the choices you made are nigh impeccable. If I didn't know better, I'd think you had been leading us for years. And with that, it's time that we got to work. I have procured link pearls for one and all, and we can keep each other apprised of our progress. You may pick them up from Maelstrom Command. We best be off then. Should we have need to regroup and reconsider our strategy, call for us. I'll return to the command. Share these developments here with the Secretariat and our Zargan friends. Do join me if you can, Commander Mithrie. Alright, so let's go back to the Maelstrom command. Okay, we made it back to the Maelstrom command. So, Mithrie, the Admiral has apprised me of the situation in full. Furnish Mithrie with a link poll, yes? Of course, Admiral. It would seem the company is trying to reach us. So hold there, Commander. Just to give the word, and I'll come running. Lower your goddamn voice, will you? Watch your tongue, or I'll track you down and rip yours out. They sound more like mortal enemies than old companions. Yeah, they sound like the Guardians of the Galaxy or something. That's where Mithrie comes in. I'm trusting you to whip them back into shape. Make them a force to be reckoned with. I will have the Secretary contact you if there's any developments. I would convey them to the entire company by link pearl, but we cannot afford anyone taking reckless action. In the meantime, I will reach out to Null and see what he has gleaned about the Crushing Tide and their hideout. Let's hope for good tidings, Commander. Cool. That's complete. Right. So the next role quest will be at level 88. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. And as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye, guys.